Welcome back to Grow English. Today's topic is heavy, because almost everyone listening has experienced this. Overthinking.
Not just thinking, overthinking. The kind that keeps you awake at night. The kind that replays conversations. The kind that creates problems that don't even exist.
Overthinking is exhausting. It drains energy. It steals peace. And most importantly, it feels impossible to control.
Let's define it clearly. Overthinking is repetitive, unproductive thought. It is when your mind loops the same idea without reaching a solution.
There are two main types: rumination, thinking about the past; worry, obsessing about the future.
Rumination sounds like this. Why did I say that? I shouldn't have done that. What if they think badly about me?
Worry sounds like this. What if I fail? What if something goes wrong? What if I'm not good enough?
Here is something important. Your brain is not trying to hurt you. It is trying to protect you.
The brain evolved for survival. It scans for danger constantly. In ancient times, danger was physical. Today, danger is social and emotional.
So your brain scans for embarrassment, rejection, failure, loss.
Overthinking is the brain trying to predict threats. But instead of solving them, it multiplies them.
Many people believe that thinking more means solving more, but that's not true.
There is a difference between problem solving and mental spinning. Problem solving: focused, time-limited, solution-oriented. Overthinking: repetitive, emotional, endless.
Overthinking creates the illusion of control. It feels productive, but it isn't.
Let's be honest about the damage. Overthinking causes anxiety, sleep problems, low confidence, indecision, emotional exhaustion.
It also destroys opportunities, because when you overthink, you hesitate, and hesitation kills momentum.
Some people say, "That's just who I am. I'm an overthinker."
Be careful with that sentence. When you label yourself, you lock yourself. Instead, say, I sometimes struggle with overthinking, but I am learning to manage it. That opens growth.
You cannot control what you are not aware of. So the first step is noticing the pattern. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or repeating itself?
When a thought repeats without new information, it is no longer useful. It is noise.
In part 2, we go deeper. We will discuss the science of anxiety loops, how to interrupt thought patterns, the 5-minute rule, cognitive reframing, language techniques to calm your mind, practical exercises you can use tonight. Stay with us. In part 1, we understood the problem. Now we talk about interruption. Because overthinking is not random. It is a pattern, and patterns can be broken.
Let's explain what's happening in your brain. When a stressful thought appears, your brain activates the fear center, the amygdala.
The amygdala sends a signal: danger, even if the danger is imaginary.
Then your prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of your brain, tries to solve the problem.
But here's the problem. There is no real solution, because the threat is hypothetical.
So your brain searches for answers and finds none. and the loop continues. Thought, fear, more thinking, more fear.
Here is your first practical tool, the 5-minute rule. When you catch yourself overthinking, say this: I will think about this for 5 focused minutes. Set a timer.
During those 5 minutes, write the problem down. Ask, is this in my control? Yes or no? If yes, write one action step. If no, write, not in my control.
When the timer ends, you stop. Not emotionally, physically. You move your body, change location, break the state. This teaches your brain boundaries.
Most people believe their thoughts, but thoughts are mental events, not facts. When you feel anxiety rising, say, I am having the thought that... Example, I am having the thought that I embarrassed myself.
That small sentence creates distance. You are not the thought. You are observing it. This is cognitive diffusion. It separates identity from imagination.
Overthinking exaggerates uncertainty, so we confront it directly. Ask yourself, what is the absolute realistic outcome? Not fantasy, realistic.
Then ask, if that happened, could I survive it? Could I recover? Most of the time, the answer is yes. Overthinking loses power when exposed to logic.
Overthinkers struggle with decisions. They want the perfect choice. But perfection is paralysis. So use a decision deadline.
Example: I will decide by 8 p.m. tonight. And once decided, no re-evaluation. Confidence grows from commitment, not from endless comparison.
Here's something many people ignore. Overthinking is physical. Your nervous system is activated. So sometimes the solution is not mental, it's physical. Move your body. Walk fast. Cold water on your face. Deep breathing.
When the body calms, the mind follows. You cannot think clearly in a stressed body.
Now we use language to calm anxiety. Replace, what if everything goes wrong, with, what if it works out? Replace, I can't handle this, with, I will handle it, step by step. Replace, this is a disaster, with, this is uncomfortable, not dangerous.
Your brain responds to tone. If your language is dramatic, your anxiety increases. If your language is calm, your nervous system stabilizes.
This sounds strange, but it works. Schedule 15 minutes daily for worrying. During the day, if a thought appears, say, I'll think about this at 7 p.m.
When 7 p.m. arrives, sit and worry intentionally. Most of the time, the thoughts feel weaker. Your brain learns, not now, later, and gradually, the urgency fades.
Overthinking thrives in inaction. Action destroys it. If you're overthinking a message, send it. If you're overthinking a project, start it. If you're overthinking a conversation, have it.
Movement reduces mental noise. Stagnation increases it.
Draw 2 circles. Inner circle, what I control. Outer circle, what I don't control. Focus energy only on the inner circle. Let the outer circle exist without engagement.
Peace increases when control expectations decrease.
Here is the truth most people avoid. Overthinking is often fear of uncertainty. But life is uncertainty. No amount of thinking removes it.
You don't eliminate uncertainty. You increase tolerance for it. That is emotional strength.
Stop saying, I'm an overthinker. Start saying, I'm learning to trust myself.
Because overthinking is mistrust. Trust reduces repetition. Before bed, write 3 things. 1 thing I handled well today. 1 worry I release for tonight. 1 small action for tomorrow. In part 3, we go even deeper. We talk about childhood patterns and overthinking, the connection between perfectionism and anxiety, how to build mental resilience, how high performers think differently, the discipline of mental silence, and a powerful closing transformation. This final level will not just teach you English, it will change how you manage your mind. In part 1, we understood the trap. In part 2, we learned how to interrupt the loop. Now we go deeper than techniques. We talk about identity. Because overthinking is not just a habit, it is often a learned survival strategy.
Many overthinkers were once highly responsible children. They learned early to avoid mistakes, to avoid criticism, to avoid conflict.
When you grow up feeling that mistakes are dangerous, your brain becomes hyper-alert. It scans constantly. What could go wrong?
So overthinking is not weakness, it is protection, but protection that stayed too long.
Let's talk about perfectionism. Perfectionism feeds overthinking. Perfectionism says it must be flawless. Overthinking says, what if it isn't?
The perfectionist mind replays conversations, analyzes tone, examines tiny details, not because it enjoys it, but because it fears imperfection.
Here's the truth. Perfection is impossible. Progress is powerful. Change your language from "it must be perfect" to "it must be done." That sentence alone reduces anxiety.
You might believe successful people don't overthink. That's not true. They do. But they manage it differently.
High performers separate thinking time from action time. When it's time to plan, they think deeply. When it's time to act, they move. They do not mix the two. Overthinkers mix them constantly. Thinking during action, doubting during movement, replaying during progress.
Confidence is built through executed decisions, not perfect analysis.
Resilience is not the absence of fear. It is forward movement despite fear. Overthinking tries to eliminate discomfort. Resilience accepts discomfort.
Say this slowly. I can handle discomfort. Not, I must eliminate discomfort. When your brain understands that you can survive discomfort, it reduces alarm signals.
Here's something powerful. Silence is a skill. Most people are afraid of silence because silence exposes thoughts. But when you practice sitting quietly, without reacting, without solving, without judging, something changes.
Start with 2 minutes daily. No phone, no music, just breathing. Observe thoughts like clouds passing. Do not chase them. Do not fight them. This builds mental strength. You are training the observer inside you.
Overthinking often hides a deeper fear. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of not being enough. Instead of fighting thoughts, ask, what emotion is underneath this?
Sometimes the answer is simple. I'm afraid of disappointing someone. I'm afraid of looking stupid. I'm afraid of losing control. When you name the emotion, it shrinks. Unidentified fear feels huge. Named fear feels manageable.
Overthinking is often self-criticism, harsh internal dialogue. Change the voice. Instead of, why are you like this? Say, it's okay. You're learning.
Self-compassion is not weakness. It is emotional intelligence. When you treat yourself with calm language, your nervous system relaxes.
Here is the hardest truth. You cannot control everything. Not outcomes, not other people's opinions, not every future event. Overthinking is an attempt to control the uncontrollable. Peace begins when control ends.
Ask yourself daily, can I influence this? If yes, act. If no, release. Releasing is not giving up. It is choosing peace. Imagine this version of you. You make decisions faster. You sleep peacefully. You speak without replaying every word. You try without calculating every risk.
That version of you already exists. It is simply buried under noise. You don't need a new brain. You need new patterns. Stop saying, I overthink everything. Start saying, I am learning to trust my decisions. I act even when uncertain. I value progress over perfection. Language shapes identity. Identity shapes behavior. Behavior shapes life.
Overthinking feels powerful, but it steals power. It pretends to protect you while quietly exhausting you.
Clarity does not come from more thinking. It comes from calmer thinking. And calmer thinking comes from trust.
Trust that you can handle mistakes. Trust that you can adapt. Trust that uncertainty is part of growth.
You don't silence the mind by force. You retrain it with patience, step by step, day by day.
If this episode helped you feel lighter, follow the channel Grow English for more powerful lessons like this.
Keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, protect your peace.
We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.